By the end of this video, you'll know how broke I am, but also how easy it is to get a $12,000 gaming PC. Now, I don't just use this for gaming, I use it for gaming and streaming at the same time, so it's a single PC stream. I don't need a dual PC stream, but I can do that if I needed to. And I also use it for, editing and visual effects. I get a lot of questions on why I get such a beefy computer, and now you know. I do a single PC stream, I do visual effects, and I create packs and downloads for the community so they can use it for their own projects. I need a powerful computer in order to do that. So let's check it out. It's taken me a long time to get to this point, and before this computer I had a mediocre PC. You buy those pre-builds from Amazon and that's that. It wasn't very special. It had a GTX 1080 and a very cheap motherboard. They definitely skimped on it, that's for sure. It had 32 gigs of RAM, but nothing special about it. So I wanted a machine that would complete it all so I can do visual effects, gaming, streaming, and all that kind of jazz. So I started to look at system integrators, or SIs, and there's a lot of great ones out there. NZXT is one of the leading brands, but I went with Digital Storm instead. Digital Storm can create that step up from just the prosumer level of PCs. They go into the $12,000, $15,000 range if that's where you want to go. They can still get it pretty cheap as well, so you can get a $2,000, $3,000 setup from Digital Storm, but I went with a high-end PC, and they were able to customize the PC so that I could get the parts that I wanted and still get really good performance. But just to disclose something, Digital Storm did give me a 50% discount on this PC. I did tell them that I was going to talk about them, and I have, in past videos, because I really do love their service and they provide some really good PCs. On the side of that, I can say whatever I want. There were no conditions when I came from this. I still did put a lot of money into this PC, so I didn't get it for free. I felt like it was important for me to have a bit of skin in the game, for a bit more of a realistic review, because I didn't want people to feel like I was just sucking up to a free PC $10,000 that was sent to me. It all started when I contacted Digital Storm and told them why they should send it to me for at least 50% off and why me, and they said let's do it in the very next email. I was very surprised at their reaction. Communication with this rep at Digital Storm was very clear, quick, and it was very easy as well. I'm not going to disclose his name, I want to keep his name private just for his privacy's sake, but I can assure you that anyone you talk to at Digital Storm, they're going to be very helpful. I've spoken to more than just one person. Wait, what? I'm the same size as the box. Okay, taking a break. So after the build, I was super excited to get it started. So I booted it up and it was really exciting to see all the new lights. But I didn't know that you had to fill up the reservoir for the coolant system. So this happened. All right, the moment of truth. Power's on. Oh wait. Alright, now power's on. I see a light! I see a light! Oh! Okay, here we go. What is going on? So yeah, they're not gonna transport the PC with all the water in the reservoir just in case it breaks and, you know, water gets everywhere. It's just a safety reason. Now, over the past couple months, I've set this PC up to my liking for my workflow, so I get it the way I want it to go. So what we've got is an Aventum X case, or the chassis model, which is one of the biggest ones Digital Storm has. And it's got a lot of space for extra bays for your storage, so you can add as much storage as you want in this PC. The processor on this PC is an AMD Ryzen Threadripper 3970X, 32 cores, and it can be boosted up to 4.5 GHz. It's a pretty beefy CPU. I needed that because I know that I'm going to be both streaming and gaming at the same time, but also visual effects can be CPU intensive. It also can be GPU intensive, depending on what you're using and what software you're using. In addition, I needed a lot of RAM in order to use After Effects and to keep my workflow streamlined and avoid any slow playback or glitches. So I got 128 GB of DDR4 32 MHz Digital Storm Performance Series RAM. And this is pretty basic RAM. There's nothing fancy or flashy about it. There's no lighting, there's no colors. It is a little bit boring, so that will be my next upgrade as soon as I have about $600 to upgrade it to 120 GB of G-Skill RAM. So I'm still gonna be broke. Please leave a like and subscribe. Help me pay back this video. Then for the motherboard, I got the ASUS Prime TRX 40 Pro S. This is an AMD TRX 40 chipset, and it has up to 3 PCI-E slots for, you know, your graphics card, any capture cards, maybe even a sound card or something like that. Then I got a 1000 watt power supply. It's Digital Storm's Performance Series. It's pretty beefy. I need a 1000 watt power supply for all of these PC components that I've got. Then I got a pretty beefy graphics card. It's an RTX 3090 24GB Founders Edition, and it's VR ready if that's what I wanted to do. I don't have a VR set, but that would be nice if I did. And this is one of maybe 2 ways you can get an RTX graphics card in 2021 and 2022. It's a little difficult for a lot of people right now. It's starting to get a little easier and a little easier, but there are still some hitches here and there. So Digital Storm or using a system integrator is a great way to get an RTX graphics card, but that would mean that you would have to buy a full PC that they've put together for you. So if you already have all of your parts and just waiting for a graphics card, a system integrator is not really what you want to go with right now. But if that's the only option you have and just can't wait to get an RTX 30 series graphics card, maybe sell all of your parts and buy a system integrated PC. They usually do really great jobs, especially Digital Storm. I know NZXT is also a great option, but NZXT's price to performance ratio fluctuates, so what you pay for isn't always the best performance that you'll get for that part. But take that with a grain of salt. It does change. System integrators always update their parts and their methods, so things might get cheaper, more expensive. So it depends on what's happening at the time. Then for my main storage set 1, I have an M.2 SSD. It's a 1TB Samsung 980 Pro, and it has all of my programs and software and games on that hard drive, so that everything runs really smoothly. Then for my second storage set, I have a 2TB SSD Samsung 860 Pro, which is also really nice, so I can store all of my video footage and this as well, so that when I'm recording, I don't run out of space on my main SSD. And then I have a whole bunch of other storage that I have in my NAS system, but I can also add a whole bunch of new hard drives to my main case, because it has all of those bays and slots for new hard drives. And that's something that I'll be upgrading in the near future. Then for the cooling system, I have an H20 HydroLux Pro. They call this an exotic custom cooling system. This is just for the CPU. I don't have any cooling on the GPU, just because it's first of all pricey, and I've got to maintain all of this stuff, and I don't want to have to deal with a water-cooled GPU. I'm not very familiar with that, and it's just a little more complicated than what I bargained for. So I have the GPU air-cooled, just like most other GPUs are. The tubing is also HydroLux style, which does require HydroLux liquid cooling systems, so keep that in mind when you do get that. And of course, this is Windows 10 Professional 64-bit. I haven't upgraded to Windows 11 yet, because so far people are experiencing issues with that, with their games compatibility, performance. I'm just gonna wait a few months, maybe even a year, for Windows 11 to kind of push out those bugs, so I don't have to deal with that and constantly downgrade to Windows 10. It's just not something that I have time for even. I have seen some people upgrade to Windows 11 and have it totally fine and no issues. Great, good for them. I'm not going to do it just yet. I'm going to wait for Windows to iron out those issues, and then I'll upgrade when they're ready. The full price for this build was just over $10,400. Definitely a very nice chunk of money in my pocket. The shipping did cost $400 because it is a massive PC and they deliver it on a pallet. Those wooden pallets are pretty big. This is not a joke. This PC is about 200 pounds. That's heavier than I am, and I struggled getting it up the stairs to my office. So that's my $10,000 gaming/streaming PC. If you want one, maybe you don't have one, I'm giving one away. It's $2,000 gaming/streaming PC. It's got a white edition RTX 3070 graphics card. It's a full white build. This white edition is truly one of a kind. DJ Zreek and I built it together, and we're currently giving it away. Entries are free. You can get bonus entries if you're a Twitch subscriber on mine and DJ Zreek's channel. You can times your chances by 5 per Twitch subscription. But if that's not what you want to do, totally fine. All the rest of the entries are free, and you can get a ton of extra entries if you refer friends. Good luck. The entries to that giveaway end on November 30th, 2021, so hurry, there's not a whole lot of time left. Jump on it now. If you enjoyed or the video was somewhat helpful to whatever your PC needs are, or just entertaining, please leave a like. That really helps. I'm trying to get the video recommended to a bunch of other people. And stick around for the future. Subscribe. I'll see you next time. But until then, make something great.